A fire department that pays the arsonist to light the match. A global treaty signed with a pen paid for by an oil company. And the $7 trillion of your tax money spent to destroy the air you breathe. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly why the global economy is addicted to a suicide pact and why your government isn't failing to stop the climate crisis, they are actively financing it. You are about to discover the subsidy paradox, the financial engine that pays the executioner to sharpen the axe. Stop looking at the price of gas at the pump. That number is a lie. It is a hallucination. If you paid the real price of gasoline, the price that includes the cost of the pollution, the health damage, and the cleanup, you would abandon your car tomorrow. But you don't pay the real price at the pump. You pay it on April 15th. You pay it in income taxes. You pay it in hospital bills for your child's asthma. You pay it in home insurance premiums that skyrocket because of unprecedented floods. The government is taking money out of your right pocket to subsidize the oil company, just so the oil company can take money out of your left pocket. The stakes here are not just environmental, they are economic. We are told that renewable energy is too expensive. That is gaslighting. Renewables are only expensive because they have to compete against a fossil fuel industry that is getting a multi-trillion-dollar allowance from the state. They are breaking your legs and then criticizing you for not running fast enough. To understand how this global Ponzi scheme works, we have to look at the ledger. It isn't a secret conspiracy. It is public policy. It operates in 3 layers of deception. Step 1 is the setup, the explicit handout. This is the money you can see. It is the direct transfer of cash from the government to the energy sector. In the United States, there is a tax deduction called Intangible Drilling Costs. It allows oil companies to write off the majority of their costs immediately. This law was written in 1913. It is over 100 years old. It was meant to help a baby industry get on its feet. Today, that industry is the most profitable in the history of mankind, yet they are still collecting the allowance. In the UK, the government introduced a windfall tax on energy profits, but then added a loophole. If the company reinvests the money in more oil drilling, they get a tax break. They are literally paying them to dig the hole deeper. Step 2 is the trick, the implicit subsidy. This is the dark matter of the economy. It is invisible, but it has mass. Economists call it unpriced externalities. When a company dumps toxic waste in a river, and the town has to pay to filter the water, that is a subsidy. The company privatized the profit but socialized the cost. Fossil fuels cause massive damage. Air pollution alone kills millions of people a year. Climate change destroys infrastructure. Who pays for that? You do. The government does. The fossil fuel industry pays $0 for the damage their product causes. By letting them dump carbon into the atmosphere for free, the world governments are giving them a massive indirect financial gift. It is the equivalent of letting a restaurant dump their garbage in your living room and not charging them for trash collection. Step 3 is the proof. You want the number? The real number? Look at the International Monetary Fund (IMF) report from 2023. They calculated the total value of explicit and implicit subsidies. The number is $7 trillion in a single year. That is 7.1% of the entire global GDP. That is more than the world spends on education. That is more than the world spends on healthcare. Every minute, the governments of the world are subsidizing the fossil fuel industry to the tune of $13 million. $13 million. Every single minute. And then they stand at a podium in Paris or Dubai and claim they are committed to a green transition. The data proves that is a lie. You cannot claim to be fighting a fire while you are spraying it with gasoline. So why do they do it? Why do they pay for their own destruction? Because of the fear of the riot. This is the political exit strategy. Governments are terrified of expensive energy. If the price of gas goes up, the price of food goes up. If the price of food goes up, people get angry. They protest. They vote the government out. Look at the yellow vest protests in France. They started because of a fuel tax. So, politicians are trapped. They use subsidies to keep energy artificially cheap to buy your silence and your vote today, even if it guarantees your misery tomorrow. They are choosing short-term political survival over long-term species survival. The wealth transfer is complete. The oil majors get record profits, the politicians get re-elected, and the public gets a planet that is slowly becoming uninhabitable. We are funding the very thing we fear. We look at climate change as a technological problem. We say, we need better batteries. We need fusion. No, we have the technology. What we have is a corrupted accounting system. We are fighting a war against carbon, but we are supplying the enemy with ammunition. The question isn't, can we afford to stop climate change? The question is, why are you still voting for a system that takes your money to pay for the bullet that is currently aimed at your children's future?